Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. Before I get into today's episode, just want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. I'm on my path to 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys do enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So for today's episode, I want to talk about how the Miami Heat can surpass their projected win total for next season. So the Miami Heat are projected to win 44.5 games next season. If they do that, that would put them in 8th place in the Eastern Conference, which would mean they would be once again a play-in team. So how can the Miami Heat surpass that and win 2 to 3 more games essentially to get to that 6th seed, which I think right now the Cavs are projected to be the 6th seed. The 7th seed is projected to be the Magic, and the Heat are projected to be number 8. So anyway, we're a few months away from training camp, and the season is going to start before we know it. And we know the Miami Heat have added some pieces to this roster, mostly through the draft as well as through undrafted players. And I want to talk again about what I think the Miami Heat can do to improve next season and surpass that win total. So the first thing that is going to help the Miami Heat surpass 44.5 wins is Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler is in a contract year. So he has 1 year left before he has a player option in the 2025-2026 season. I believe that player option is for $48 million. He should be making around $42 million guaranteed next season. And so the season after that, he has that option. So he's in a contract year. So the Heat won 46 games last year. So they're projected to win less games this year. And that was despite Jimmy Butler missing 23 to 25 games, had a down season statistically and across his shooting percentages, not 3-point shooting, of course. He obviously improved in that area, but he arguably had his worst season with the Miami Heat in the regular season, and his rim pressure was down. His efficiency was down. His free throw attempts were down. And so Jimmy didn't have the same impact that he had with the Miami Heat in previous seasons, specifically again in the regular season. So Butler is going to be potentially a free agent after next season. He's going to be 35 in September. So he's getting older. He wants to play for that one last contract. He's looking for like a 3-year deal where he's going to be making close to 150 million or so. So he wants to average roughly around 50 million plus per season. And so if the Miami Heat are going to succeed, it's going to be behind Jimmy Butler. He needs to be healthy and hoping that he plays finally more than 65 games in a Miami Heat uniform. So if Jimmy can play 70 games, 72 games, only miss around 10 games or so, that's definitely going to help elevate this Miami Heat team. Pat Riley said in his press conference that he's a needle mover. They don't want to trade Jimmy Butler. They still believe in him. And we saw before he got hurt in the play-in against Philly where he was waiting, resting, load managing, doing all that BS until the playoffs. And he was dominating in that game until he got hurt at the end of halftime on that last, possession where he sprained his MCL, which was super unfortunate, obviously, for the Miami Heat. So Jimmy Butler, contract year, that's one reason why I think the Miami Heat will surpass 44 and a half wins. The other reason is development from some of the younger guys. So Nikola Jovic is going into his 3rd season. Didn't play much his rookie year, only played 15 games. Played like 48 games or so last season. So he's only played like 63 games total in 2 seasons. That's not even 82 games worth of games. He started like 40 games last season, and we saw that improvement. He shot really well, almost 40% from 3. He was really good in transition, did well rebounding for the limited time that he played, around 19 minutes per game. So he is someone who is a good ball handler, distributor. He's getting better on defense. He's tall. He can help us rebound, and he could score. He needs to improve with finishing at the rim and maybe working on that mid-range. But right now, he is a stretch four, and he's someone who can improve. Also, Jaime Jaquez Jr., he played 75 games last season. He was on the all rookie first team, third in rookie of the year voting. He averaged 12 points, 3.8 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and 1 steal last year while shooting 49% from the field, 32.2% from three, 81% from the free throw line, which is good. And he's been working in the lab. He played in the summer league for a few games and showed out against lesser competition, but still, he looked good. He's looking to improve his 3-point shot. He's looking to be a better 3-level scorer. He's looking to play better on defense. He is going to be the main guy that we're going to go to off the bench this season. So he is going to definitely help impact this Miami Heat roster and help us hopefully win more games. So I think that's another reason why. The other reason is possibly we're going to have a healthier season. I'm hoping. So if we can have some continuity with our starting lineup, specifically, the Heat had 35 different starting lineups last season and still won 46 games. And so they had like the fourth or fifth most starting lineups in the NBA. They also had the fourth most injuries across all NBA teams. If you look at the other top three, I believe were like the Hawks, the Grizzlies. These teams didn't even make the playoffs. And so for the fact that the Miami Heat were so deep, they were able to stay afloat with that depth because Tyler Hero played 41 games. Jimmy Butler played only like 62 games or whatever it was. Kevin Love missed a bunch of games. Caleb Martin missed games. Haywood Highsmith, like Josh Richardson, missed the last 30 games. Terry Rozier, who came in mid-season, missed the last like 10 games or so of the season. So I think if the Miami Heat can be healthy, which is a big if, but I think they shouldn't be the fourth most injured team. If they're the 10th most injured team, perhaps they'll have more continuity with their starting lineup, just with their rotations in general. That should help them win more. Also, lastly, the rookies. Khalil Ware looked like the best big man and one of the best rookies in Summer League. Looked like a polished player against some scrubs, but still, he looks like he could be a double-double type of NBA player where he can average, hopefully 12, 13 points per game in his rookie season. I don't know if he'll average a double-double, but he's someone who's 7 feet with like a 7'5" wingspan, hoping he can get like 12 points, like 8 or 9 rebounds per game, maybe a block shot, really good rim protector. He showed he is able to protect the rim at this level to a certain degree. We'll see if he can do that against NBA competition, but he's someone who can change the trajectory of this Miami Heat team. He can help with, again, rebounding, rim protection, defense. Someone who could potentially spread the floor. He was able to hit the three in college. We'll see if he can do that in the NBA. He has good touch. He has a good mid-range shot as well. So he's really skillful on the offensive end, and he tries really hard on defense, which is good. So we have him in the rotation. We have Pele Larson, who's our second-round pick. He looks like he could be someone who cracks our rotation, especially if we have injuries, someone who could play defense really well. He can shoot the three ball. He can put the ball on the floor a little bit. He's athletic. So I like to see what he can do for this Miami Heat team. Keyshawn Johnson, undrafted from Arizona, his teammate. He looks like a glue guy. He looks like he could be a Caleb Martin replacement. So someone who's going to be good at defense specifically, but he's also super athletic. He can jump out the gym. Has like a 42-inch vert. He's a high flyer. So if he can work on his shooting ability, he can make a difference for us next year as well, along with players like Isaiah Stevens, who could be a good backup point guard option, who could run our second unit with Jaime Jaquez and with Kevin Love and possibly Haywood Highsmith and Thomas Bryant or Khalil Ware. So those are the 3 reasons or 4 reasons that I think the Miami Heat will win more than 44.5 games next season. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the Miami Heat will win above 44.5 or below? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.